watched Game 7. It's the first game that we've recorded right after the game took place. It's definitely very raw right now, really emotional. It's just tough to see a team that falls down 3-0 in a few games where they definitely had a chance to win. They had the one blowout in Miami, but I thought they could have won game 1 or 2 at home, and then they really just let it slip away for no reason, weren't assertive at all, and then you win 3 straight games, show the potential, and then at the start of game 7, Tatum rolls his ankle.
Yeah, this was just such a tease for Boston fans because you had a lot of opportunities, like you mentioned, in game 1s and 2, and then horrible game 3, and it felt like the narrative of like the 04 Sox, similar narrative, lose the first 3 games to New York, gets annihilated in game 3, and then you had that heroic Derek White shot to win in game 6, shouldn't have even happened, took care of business in game 4s and 5, felt like they had control and momentum, and then just started off flat. Jason Tatum was hurt, and then they just couldn't make any shots fall. And then, worst of all, they just kept turning the ball over. And best of all, Jaylen Brown. So Jason Tatum gets hurt right away. And you're thinking like, okay, obviously other players in this team are going to have to step up for him. And you would think somebody who he coexists with would step up and be like, all right, well, with him gone, I'm going to step up and, make magic and get this team rolling. But no, it's Derek White that gets them rolling. And then Jaylen Brown proceeds to just forget how to dribble, forget how to pass. And it's just a complete disaster for the Celtics. And I give credit to the Heat for how Caleb Martin played and how Jimmy Butler played and everyone just playing tough. But this is a game that the Celtics blew, honestly.
Yeah, I thought the Heat kept trying to give this game away. Like, I felt like they kept trying to give it away because every moment that the Heat would take a lead, the Celtics would be able to cut it to like 10. And at one point they cut it to like 8. And then we'd have some momentum going and then we'd brick a 3 or Jaylen Brown would turn the ball over, forget how to dribble. Jimmy Butler would go out there and get a steal. And then just Tatum not being able to be assertive, but it shouldn't have mattered in this game because if Jaylen Brown just matched Caleb Martin, which is a reasonable ask, score in the mid-20s when Jason Tatum goes down, like this is supposed to be the reason you have 2 stars on the team, because guess what? Bam Adebayo stinks, is terrible this whole game. There was one stretch where I swear Bam missed 7 to 10 straight shots, and then of course Grant Williams comes into the game. He gets a layup off of him, but Bam was having one of the worst games of his life. You're like, all right, well, if one of our stars is out, one of their stars is playing terrible, we just need another guy to step up. Derek White steps up, keeps us in the game. We cut it to 8. That's the time where Jaylen Brown needs to take the game over instead of turning it over. Or this is a game where oddly Marcus Smart wasn't that assertive. And then I feel like the second half, he didn't do much. And then Jason Tatum, we don't know how badly he hurt himself, so I'm not going to rip him too much, but can you do something on this team? But like just the turnovers by Brown, I feel like have to be the biggest story, because you want to make the argument that Tatum and Brown need to stay together. You want to make the argument for how valuable you'll be. But when Tatum is down, they need you to step up the most. You just disappear. And I feel like Tatum getting hurt, you can't help that. And it sucks that happens. And could he gut it through it? Like when it comes to injuries, we don't know. And I don't want someone to push through an injury and then have to suffer the rest of their career with long-term effects of like, maybe you get some long-term damage playing with the injury. But Jaylen Brown had no excuse. And then Derek White had you in this game. All you had to do was match Caleb Martin, was playing amazing in this game. 11 for 14 at one point, 28 points, I believe, in this game is 28. What he finished with. But yeah, you look up 26 points, and then really the difference in this game was Jaylen Brown turning the ball over 8 times. All right, well, that's 16 points. And then he's 7 for 20. Celtics couldn't buy a 3. And then it's not even them taking threes I have a problem with. It's the type of threes. Jaylen Brown pulling up, or at the end of the first half, I was like, all right, let's just make this a single digit game and then cut it to 9. And then Tatum's like, and I'm like, oh, God, why are you taking a step back 3? Especially if you have a bum ankle. It's like those are the moments where like just very untimely shots, not self-aware. It's like Tatum, like at least move the ball to an open shooter. Don't take the dribble, 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 step back, Harden shot. Like you need to just cut the game to single digits, and then we have a ball game.